Tell us why you're here.
My name's Nick, and I've been getting regular acupuncture from Nick, your esteemed practitioner, for a while. Went to see him because I was getting sinus issues.
Sinus, okay.
Yes. So, particularly the change of season, summer into autumn, I generally get some kind of cold, which goes to my chest. So I had something a couple of weeks ago actually, but I lost my voice, so just about 90% back to normal. And the main thing is night sweats.
Night sweats,
Yeah.
okay. And he's not menopausal. You don't think so? Okay. I don't either. But how long have you had the night sweats?
Pretty much, I would say all my adult life, I'd say.
How old are you now?
41.
41. And so, since, say, age 18?
Roughly, I couldn't give you an exact point, I can't quite remember, but it's throughout my adult life to date, I'd say.
Okay. And do you wake up at night?
Very rarely. If I'm a little bit stressed here and there in the past, maybe, but on the whole, I sleep well.
So you sleep well, so how do you know you have night sweats? Because the sheets are wet?
Yeah.
Okay. So it actually kind of doesn't bother you except the laundry bill is high?
Yeah. So
No.
really,
No.
So other than, if I'm wearing a top that gets wet, so I don't like the kind of wet sensation of wet clothes and waking up with wet sheets on.
Which is when you wake up?
Yeah.
Now, okay, so it really does not bother you while you're sleeping?
Sometimes if I wake up and I'm aware of it, it's sort of because of that kind of clammy, cold, damp feeling. So I'm kind of sensitive to temperature in some ways. So I'll get cold at night, so I'll probably wrap myself up in my duvet more. Then I'll get hot when I go back to sleep, and it's probably when I sweat.
In general, like not at night, are you saying, some people have a very small range of temperature they're comfortable with, and some people have, they're comfortable, it doesn't matter what the weather is, they're always fine. It's cold, they're fine. It's hot, they're fine. Some people are, it's too hot today, it's too cold today. Where would you say you fall?
I love hot weather. I mean, I had a holiday last month. I also like the cold weather, provided I'm wrapped up. I'm not one of those people who goes out in a t-shirt and shorts, and other than
Yeah.
I don't mind temperature changes, provided I'm wearing the right kind of clothes.
Okay. Do you get startled easily? Somebody starts him up. Yeah, that kind of.
Not particularly, I wouldn't say.
Okay. So besides the sinus issues, and which has been long term,
Yes.
you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had kind of chest issues as a child, chest and ears issues. Ears are fine, but generally my weak point is my sinuses. I'll get like a coldy sinusitis thing, which then ends up dripping down to my chest, gives me a cough.
Got you. During the day, you don't sweat.
Far less so than I used to, probably because I'm fitter now, and obviously with regular acupuncture as well, that's helped a great deal.
Okay, so you used to sweat during the day.
Yeah, particularly under the arms, and it's more around this top area, top chest.
Okay. So it now it's night sweats, but it used to be sweating in general.
Sweating in general, irrespective of the temperature in a way.
Got you.
Mostly pronounced under the arms, for example. So I have to choose what colours to wear, or used to wear.
Yeah. All right. Medical history of parents or grandparents?
My dad's dad died at 52 from a heart attack. Other grandparents lived until their 80s and 90s. Grandmothers lived until 94, 5.
Okay.
Other grandfather, 84.
Did granted they lived a long time, but did they have any particular diseases that you're aware of? Diabetes, thyroid issues?
No, nothing like that, no.
Okay. And parents?
Yeah, well, dad's hypertension.
Hypertension, okay.
Yeah, so he has, it's supposedly medication for life. Other than that, healthy. Mum's generally healthy. She has, let's say, cystitis regularly. But I don't suffer from that. So.
Okay.
But other than that, healthy and fit.
Okay, good. Let's put you on the table face up. That's for your head, that's for your knees.
So did you say your name is Nick?
Yes.
Any brothers and sisters?
2 sisters, younger.
2 sisters.
She wants to know their names.
8.
All right. Do you know what your blood pressure is?
No.
All right. Never had it taken, or?
I have, not for a long time. It used to be high, but I probably got when I was less fit.
Okay. So, did you used to weigh more, and you decided to get fit, and you know?
Yeah, I mean,
is that kind of?
weight's always been up and down, but this year I took up cycling. I did a London to Paris cycle ride at the beginning of last month, so I lost between 2 and 3 inches off my waist this year since starting in May.
Okay. So, London to Paris bicycle.
About 240 miles.
So you get on the train and you bicycle along the car beside the cars. How does that work?
Yeah, it will take country lanes and what have you, quieter roads. And,
But the channel part.
oh yeah, no, ferry from Portsmouth across to Caen on the.
Okay, but you have to cycle while you're on the ferry, also,
No.
or that's a rest time.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Overnight.
I was just wondering. All right.
That would be.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can tell I have a ridiculous mind. All right. When I poke here, you just feel my fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you feel something different, let me know. I know you're familiar with this, but I just want you to know what my fingers feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything here?
No.
You sure?
Slightly brown on that side.
Slightly what?
It's just slightly. I can feel just slight
Slight. Okay.
tension.
Okay. How about here?
That's okay.
Okay. Seems like he has a Ren9 pulse. Well, he definitely has the pulse. You can actually see my finger moving. You feel your pulse right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about this?
No, it's okay.
This?
It's fine.
This?
Yeah.
It's okay. How about? No. Okay. By the way, he has this slightly slowy-ish pulse. I can't say it's exactly slow, but it feels a little bit on the slow side. 1, 2, 3. Anything?
Third one is slightly.
Third one.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the right side? 1, 2, 3.
No.
Okay. Now, I'm looking for cardiac indication. Grandpa had, cardiac. Okay. And how about here? Pericardium 1.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Okay, so he seems like possible cardiac style, persons with pericardium 1 and kidney line on the left side.
Where is your P1?
Come over. Okay. So officially pericardium 1 is one son lateral to the nipple.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. I mean, even men don't like it, so let alone a woman. It's like, that's not going to happen. Yeah. So basically, I take pericardium 1 as if, you know how stomach 18 is the root of the breast?
Yeah.
Okay. So I take the same root, but from the side, the root of the breast, that's going to be my pericardium 1.
Okay.
So, right, you feel something here?
Yeah,
You
it's
said
okay.
before?
It was just.
Wait.
Yeah, there. Yes.
There, okay,
Slightly.
a little bit higher.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
A little bit.
Is that you're on P1 when you felt the...
I may have been a little higher when he first said it, but since she asked, and then we kind of like rechecked, and and I went for the official pericardium 1 level with the nipple, and so a little higher, it still counts. Now, how about spleen 20 area?
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
That one is. That's
That one,
yeah.
okay. But this one could be from the bicycle. Could be pec. So this pec. Compare with this spec. Would you say that there's clearly something more here?
Sharper on the left,
Okay,
the
so definitely cardiac style presentation. I'm going to take the pillow slightly away.
You're on the...
On the pec. I'm really more like lung 2 area, rather than I would have okay, don't help me. So, for example, he's a big boned guy.
Yeah.
He's big, So for him, to lift his shoulder is a little bit of an effort. But once I'm down there, it's easy for me to move around.
Right.
So you can just lift them, put your hand, and then move, and you're totally, for the most part, for most people, you're relatively okay. Small intestine 11.
Little bit.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has a bunch of cardiac style presentations, okay? And you can see his breathing's a little da-da-da-da-da at the end. There's like a jumping of the abdomen, okay? So mostly I'm going to think of him for right now is, I mean, yes, immune, because we want to deal with the sinuses, which we'll do in a second, we'll check. But mostly, right now, I'm thinking of him as cardiac weak dantian. Okay? Is that...
I think for me it showed up as immune autonomic nervous system, but I didn't check. Cardiac eluded me.
Okay, all right, no, that's okay. No, I mean... Yeah, no, and that's why I also don't want to like just repeat, the same damn stuff, because it's kind of like, okay, now, how about, no, don't, it's okay, don't be sorry. 1, 2, 3, anything?
Kind of muscular tightness, but it's not painful.
Which one is muscular tightness? 1, 2, or 3? Or all of them, or 2 of them?
2 and 3, one's all right.
2 and 3, okay.
Yeah.
How about 1, 2, 3?
Different sensation around that side.
Yes.
Could you do it again for me?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
It's stiffer on the right side.
It's stiffer on, okay. But there is something almost like,
it's
maybe
almost
like a bruise or something here?
Maybe, yeah. 3 still feels a bit uncomfortable, like a weird sensation when you press it.
All right. How about the cervicals? 1, 2, you won't live that one down even if you're correct in the pronunciation. Anything? 1, 2, 3.
Seems okay. Maybe.
Okay, you don't have to make them up.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not. How about the right side? 2, 3.
Maybe 3 is slightly tight.
Maybe 3 slightly.
Do you always do that you press on either side?
Yeah, both sides, yeah. And this is no problem, and no problem, right?
Fine, yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so we found pulse here. You said a little bit here. It's the only thing you really said. And Ren9 pulse, and 2 and 3, and the rest was the cardiac stuff, which was this one, I think more, and this one, correct?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're on, sorry, the cardiac one, you're on kidney 9, pericardium 1.
And small intestine 11 he had, and spleen 20, or lung 2 actually. In this.
And your kidney line is 27, 26, 25?
You can go down to possibly 24, 23. I mean, I just go 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You
So.
just press with 3 fingers. Is that how
No, it's really the middle finger that's feeling, because all 3 is too wide here. So the one that gets in between the intercostals. Because if you're pressing on the rib, that's not going to count. On the rib could be bone pain. A lot of people on the rib. Okay, he had no pain here and no pain here. If I go between, that's a little bit more painful, right?
Yeah,
The rib, pressing on an actual rib can be, it's not a good indication of anything unless you're actually checking a broken rib, in which case probably you don't want to press it anyway. So, all right. Just go back to the pulse for a second. Okay, definitely on the slowish pulse. So Ren 4 is not my option. Okay, but what I'm going to do. Can I just open this for a second?
Would you still think about the pulse being slow because he's fairly fit and obviously does a lot of exercise, so it would be normal for him to be a bit slow?
I don't know, but it is. So that means if I need a lower abdomen, I'm slowing the pulse further. So it kind of doesn't matter. If he has slow pulse, it's not a good idea to steer. But just for a second, I'm going to check Ren 4 just for... Okay, so you had here, right? Mm-hmm. When I push on the belly here, how's this?
It's less pain, but it's still a little bit there.
Okay.
It's halved, I'd say.
Okay, and you had here. And since if he's slow pulse, then Ren 4 is not going to work great anyway. Okay, how's now?
Can't feel anything.
Okay.
Well, I can feel your fingers, but I can't
Yeah.
feel anything.
I'm glad you feel my fingers. Okay, how's this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good. Okay, so I've established that there is a connection between cardiac and this, that it's not just he has the symptoms, but I also have a treatment. But now I have to, there's going to have to be a substitute for Ren 4, and that's relatively easy.
I missed what you were pressing on
Sorry?
the lower abdomen. What were you pressing just then? Before?
Ren 4. Yeah, I'm not going to needle it. I know I'm not needling it because his pulse is too slow for Ren 4. Okay? So, you feel your pulse, right?
Yes.
Feel you're pushing it, it's like you're pushing against me kind of thing. Okay. Less so, right? Do you still feel the pulse?
Yeah, I can a little bit. Yeah, it's.
Do you feel it less strong?
You have to tune into it to feel.
Okay, so yeah, so it's muffled. It's more muffled. Okay.
What do you press in there, please?
Mushu. How is this guy?
It's fine.
Okay, good. How is this guy?
A little bit. I can still feel it still.
Okay. And how is this guy?
Fine.
Okay. And you had here, I believe. Yeah?
Yeah.
How is now?
It's gone.
It's gone. Okay. So, my substitute for Ren 4 is really Mushu. And then, why?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I can't do Ren 4, I'm looking to something to substitute. So, like I'm going to call this side Ren 4. It's same level. It's like Kiiko called this whole thing Dantian slice. It's like if you slice this, you're going to get Ren 4 in the front, Mushu in the side, and UB27 or UB26, which is called Guan Yuan Shu, which is the name of, it's like Ren 4 Shu, is UB26. Okay, so you're getting all of these. So any one of them on this level is can be substituted to some extent for each other. Okay, plus Mushu is my best one for Ren 9 pulse. Okay, so that's actually why it's so popular. Okay, because it really does Ren 9 pulse. Now, you have sinuses, anything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any discomfort?
Maybe 4 or 5, just
Okay.
brace
4
on.
and 5?
Yeah.
Okay, remember those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4 or 5.
4 or 5, okay. So like stomach 1 and a little bit outside on both sides. So just, yes, I'll do immune, etc., but I want to check, Mushu, how is 4 and how is 5?
It's good.
It's good, okay. So things relate. There's no connection between Mushu and the sinuses. But since Mushu kind of gets, kind of starts the squeezing upwards for him, creates space for him, then suddenly his sinuses start to get better.
Just to clarify then, Avi, so we've decided that Mushu really is his trump card, but you're not going to use it straight away, you're going to go and use another reflex.
Well, he doesn't have, okay, here's the issue. He doesn't have a lot of reflexes.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I would do is, the other thing that I would look at, because I'm looking at sinuses, do you see how tight his spleen 9 is? There's nowhere to get a needle here. Okay, so that's not because that's another one I would use for sinus issues. Okay, so I don't, so quite honestly, I don't have a real other strategy right now. So actually, I am going to use Mushu first and then see what else is left.
Okay.
So.
You said his spleen 9 was too tight, and that's a point you'd use for the sinuses, spleen 9?
We use sinuses to release. He didn't have anything around, besides the pulsing, he didn't say anything around the navel. We use the navel to release the nose, we use spleen 9 to release the navel. So your sinus infection type or sinus issues type, we use spleen 9, but see when I press here and there's nothing here. Go ahead and see how the bone is, it's very tight. That younger men will tend to have that. Over time, when gravity takes over, okay.
Cyclists maybe more.
That I don't know. Actually, no. Okay, so look. Mine used to be like his, and now there's more.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I have some chubbiness. I mean, women have a lot more. Okay, he has nothing here.
I don't understand why you wouldn't just go into that sort of dent.
Because I'm trying to go up, and that means I'm really very close to skin and bone. People
right.
respond to spleen 9 tend to have more chubbiness here. If it's very tight, that tends to be not their best point, besides the fact that it's not convenient to needle. Do you see what I'm saying? A spleen 9 type will tend to have chubbiness. So.
You wouldn't treat the immune because again it's on the abdomen.
I wouldn't treat the navel.
The navel, I know.
Yeah. So, but the official line for sinuses is spleen 9, navel, gallbladder 40, immune. That's your kind of like standard, like if you're just doing it by like if you were opening a TCM book, but it happens to be written by Kiiko, that's what, do GB40, do spleen 9 to release the navel, needle the navel, then do this. And then you can do Ren-do miscommunication.
How do you needle the navel?
Sorry?
How would you needle the navel? What?
Towards the center, sort of thing.
Pumpkin is his name.
Sorry? Well, wherever I find weirdness, but wherever I find like something gummy or tough, I release it with spleen. So it doesn't have to be kidney 16. It doesn't have to be a specific point. It's just around the navel, 3 or 4 needles.
Can we ask Ren-do miscommunication?
Okay, Ren-do miscommunication is do 20 plus Ren 22.
Do 20 plus Ren 22, yeah.
Do 20 plus Ren 20.
Okay. Everybody clear? Any questions about that part? Plus, sorry?
Was it for miscommunication?
Yes, it is. So let's recommunicate them with a 3 bypass cord. The red and the green cord of the 3 bypass cord, this is the part that's difficult here, is that it's one of the equipment ones. The red and the green go on the do 20 and you spark Ren 22 and the black then goes on Ren 22. So unless you're into the toys, then
You wouldn't just stick 2 needles in.
No, it's useless. The 2 needles, that's one of those. Like here without an iron pumping cord, like stomach 41, spleen 5 without an iron pumping cord, no problem. But it's not an iron pumping, it's a 3 bypass, yeah.
Ren-do miscommunication.
Yeah.
What, to put that down, this is what we've got. What have you got beforehand to say that?
It's just a protocol.
Oh, it's a block.
I see what you're asking. Yeah, sinuses. Yeah, we did this whole thing, gallbladder 40, spleen 9, and at the end, locally, I can do Ren-do miscommunication with a pachi-pachi, which feels a little bit like an earthquake in the brain. Okay, it's a little bit, Yeah. Oh, nobody's ever said anything about the throat to me. Yeah.
So you do this after you've done...
After I've done everything, I can do that. You can also put diode rings here. And actually, I have a modification of Ren-do miscommunication. Besides the fact you can use also, in front of do 20. It doesn't have to be do 20. Often you find a much better point in front for the nose. The Ren-do miscommunication is for anything face. Okay? So, anything in the front of the head. Has what? I don't know what that is.
Pain in the front of the face.
Oh.
I thought it was a medical condition.
Pain in that area.
Pain in that area. Okay, pain in that area. Yes, you could try that. She had no idea.
There's no miscommunication. Ignore them.
Okay. How do you say cervicals or cervicals?
Cervical. Cervical, yeah, I do.
Okay. I think it's you who has the unusual accent because the rest of them didn't get it. Don't get into it. It's not.
If you haven't got the Apache Patchy,
Yeah. Then don't deal with it. That's why I'm giving you all the.
Just do it with Acupuncture.
No, no, just acupuncture without the cord. This is not this without the sparker. It's not
So
a
the
useful
Apache
situation.
patchy isn't one of these same things that light the gas?
Yes, it is, except it's special.
Well, then
Yeah.
why can't you use those?
Because it's not that. It looks like that, but it's not.
Well, it is. Wait.
It's that.
Sorry, hold on one second. I just need to. Sorry, Nick, we'll be with you in a second. So this slider, I'll see if I can find the battery. So this is yes, it is basically a modified oven sparker. All they did was they cut the piece off here so you can put a needle where, so that the spark can touch a needle. Okay, but it also sends an electric current out here, so it sparks both ways. So you're touching a needle with this, and the cord is here, the 3 bypass cord. I'll show you on him. You know, it's okay. We'll. All right, let's finish him up, though. Well, let's get him started, actually. All right. So Mushu. Okay. Still some here?
No.
Okay. How about pericardium 1?
Oh yeah,
That's still, okay. Before I do Mushu on this side, I want to verify either kidney 7, how's that?
That's good.
Compare with 9.
Both good. I'd probably say go for 9.
Go for 9. Okay, hold on. Any discomfort here? There is.
Muscle, yeah, against
Okay. So he has kidney 2 pain, therefore kidney 7.
Even though
Yeah, because I can say, you know, they did the same job for the chest, and he even said, oh, kidney 9's better, but you know, it wasn't like real clear. And yeah, Lawrence, you wanted to. So I'm not coming from the side because the side, this is liver 8. I'm coming from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, that to me is the bottom, not the side. And I know that all sorts of people have different ideas about. To me, liver 8 is here, it's not here. People have all sorts of weird other ideas about liver. This is liver 8, so if I come from the side, I'm basically on liver 8. So if I want it, for me, kidney, it's between 2 muscles that are in the back, or 2 tendons that are in the back, right? It's
you're
between the
under the
semi
first.
and tendon, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just inferior to liver 8, but not superior.
I don't know, but it's actually, they should be the same.
They're the
Inferior
same
spirit, it's dorsal to, or whatever the expression is.
lateral or medial.
Or whatever, lateral or medial, yeah. In fact, they're on the same damn place.
They're on the same line. Okay.
They're on the same line, relatively speaking. Oh my God. Can you relax the leg? No.
Can you pump to liver 8 again for the camera? Because
Yeah.
it didn't get it before.
I'm sorry. Liver 8 and kidney 10 is behind.
You can see it's tendon clearly there.
Okay. So liver 8 versus kidney 8, so they're on the same level, but one is behind the other. Which is a clear also tells you why kidney 10 should not be needled in, because if you needle it in, it basically you're hitting liver 8. So by needling it up, you're going with a channel.
It's almost like spleen 9 on the other side, is it?
It's like you're needling it like spleen 9, yeah. Except this one didn't come quite like that, but it should have. Okay, how's this thing now that you said before was?
That's good.
Okay. Now, do you have the same issue here? Okay. So kidney 7. And now, the thing is why I'm thinking I need to do kidney is because if he's sweating too much, it's possible that the kidneys are weak, and therefore he has to vent out stuff through the sweat. That's why he's sweating more. Okay, so so yes, autonomic nervous system type also sweats. Okay, but it can also be just physical kidney weakness. and therefore the water is coming, instead of urinating, the water comes out in sweat.
So it can't metabolize the fluids properly.
The kidney isn't, yeah. Yeah, and don't forget that the name for kidney 7, don't they say you use kidney 7 to too much sweating in TCM? Yeah. The name is to restore the flow, to return the flow, something like, right? Fulia?
Sorry, yeah.
You were doing kidney 7 as a reflex for
No,
P1.
not no. He's right. I was using kidney 7, not as a reflex, as a treatment for pericardium 1. Okay, he doesn't have clear kidney signs somewhere, although he might have if I press the quadratus lumborum, but I already have needles in. Anything here?
No, not really. No.
Okay, yeah, it's unfair because I already put the kidney points in. He might have had something on a quadratus lumborum before. But I'm thinking, he has Ren9 pulse, meaning weak dantian, okay? So what else can I do? Because if I solve everything with Mushu and I have, now I have no insurance to take. Remember, Nikki asked the same thing, said, what am I going to do? And I said, well, actually, I don't have a clue. So then I thought about it a little bit more. Now that I'm needling, I'm kind of like, oh, wait a second, this is going to be a problem. I have no insurance. So I'm going, okay, I want to do kidney. Let me check kidney against pericardium 1, not because there's any dogma that connects kidney 7 or kidney 9 to pericardium 1, but because if it's correct that I need to strengthen the kidney, then it will affect the pericardium 1. Make sense? Okay. So.
Aside from the kidney 2 pain, is there a dogma that kidney 8 is good for cardiac types?
No, definitely not kidney 8. If anything, the dogma would be, kidney 9 is better for cardiac because of yin wei channel. Okay. Goes to the heart. This is good? Mm-hmm. Okay. This guy is good?
Yeah.
Okay. And this guy, I believe, is good already?
Yeah.
All right. And this guy?
That's good.
That's good. Okay. Very tasty. Okay. And how, sorry?
QL pain you'll be feeling where to...
Around UB23. Around.
About... Yeah.
Well, the whole area, it's a big area. So think of the center of the palm being around UB23, and you've got this much area. It's from UB20 all the way to UB25, from the spine all the way even outside the outside bladder shoe. There's a good, you've got a good area here.
About a 20 to 25. Between 20 to 25.
Yeah,
is that?
because not quite 20, a little below 20, because you need to be below the ribs. So 21, let's say.
And that's identifying cardiac on the back.
Kidney.
Weak kidneys. So.
That if he has a weak kidney, and the whole, the reason why he's sweating is weak kidneys, then I should check, how well the kidneys are doing.
And you said, I think Nick said possibly, weak kidneys means that he's not producing urine.
It's meaning he's not filtering.
Not filtering.
The urine is not, okay. The reason the urine is there is not to get rid of water. The reason the water is there in order to get rid of the byproduct of breaking protein, the nitrogen and stuff. So if he can't do it if the kidneys are not filtrating well enough, okay, he might be peeing lots, or he might be peeing very little, okay, but then because the body needs to get rid of the toxicity that the kidney didn't, it's going to do it through the sweat. It's going to do it through the lungs, sort of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. How is this and this?
Much the same.
Much the same. Okay, no problem. So number one, we have immune points for them, and okay. And how's now?
It's getting better. Just a little bit there.
Okay.
Is that Mushu?
That's Mushu. I haven't done Mushu on this side. I stopped. I just did one side and I stopped.
So you're going to needle it rather than find a point that has a stronger effect?
No, because it's okay. It's not. Mushu is not the point that's going to fix the sinuses. But, before that side did a more dramatic job, but once the needle is in, it obviously didn't do the full job. But at least what you're saying is you're confirming that Mushu is doing something in the body. The fact that it's not staying makes sense. Okay, so How are we now?
That's getting better. General overall kind of pressure around here.
Okay.
I can feel them since maybe you started needling.
Okay, that's okay. I'll take care of it. Okay, so this one and this one, and now tell me if they're better.
Yeah, they're better.
Okay, and he's smiling, so it must be okay. No, it's important, you know, because otherwise, you know, the percentages are only meaningful. But, you know, if they're like clear, oh, it's better. You know, I have patients that go, good, better, good. You know, good apparently is better than better. So, it doesn't make sense, you know, like grammatically. 1 and 2, right? Okay.
Sanjo,
1
8.
and 2. Immune.
Yeah.
Immune for nose.
If Mushu got such a good, I mean, not for whatever reason, got quite a good reaction on the sinuses, I'm just wondering, when you ever black up Mushu with UB2?
Yes, you can, but yeah, that would be another option to do UB2. But since I want to do Ren-Duma's communication, I don't want to do too much here. But yes, absolutely, yeah, that would make sense because they're good friends. And since UB2 will, you know, conceivably can open up his sinuses, then why not? Right. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now you're saying you still feel this congestion in the nose? Okay, let's see if we can resolve it. So Ren 22 is not a problem. I don't have a lot of options for it location-wise, but do 20 I do. Okay. Oh, a little mushy here. Postpartum depression. Menopause and postpartum depression, but it's not night sweats, it's during the day. So, all right. Any change in the nose when I press here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Compare with, he's only smirking. That's not the same as smiling. That was do 20. But he does have a big indentation on do 20. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, it's different.
You prefer this one, right? Okay. So we'll do, so this is not originally Ren-Duke miscommunication. This is a little bit different. But you'll, in terms of the chords, it's going to be exactly the same.
It's different because it's not do 20.
Because it says do 20, I'm taking it towards do 23, you know, to something that tends to affect the nose more. I mean, the idea is that between Ren 22 and do 20, if you put a line between the two, you hit that place where they say the Ren and the Do meet, you know, when you put your tongue up and, you know, like to the upper palate and make the Ren and the Do communicate. Okay, that's why it's called Ren-Do miscommunication. Nothing to do with anybody's accent. Okay, so we're trying to get to that place back there that we can't, you know, nobody's going to, well, not nobody. In China, they'll put a needle there, but since I don't, you know, that's my way of getting to that area. Okay, so basically, think of the Ren and the Do. So everything in front of here is affected by this. Okay, so now what you do?
What have you needled, Ren 22?
I needled Ren 22, yes. I needled Ren 22 and Do 23 at this point. Now we're going for the chords.
Did you make any distinction if someone's sweating lots and it's a really strong odour, so there's more toxicity?
Yeah, then definitely the kidneys are much more involved.
Okay, and if it were not smelling but just a lot of...
Then maybe more autonomic nervous system.
Do you worry about it touching? Do you
No,
bend it back
why
or
should I?
anything?
No. Oops, sorry,
So that
wrong
one
one.
goes down and this one goes down.
This one, actually, this one's usually better going the other way because you'll see what happens, but I think his hair is thick enough, it will be fine. Often the needles pull the needle over, so it's better to needle it this way. And then the clips are not pulling it. But it seems to, do you feel any discomfort here?
No.
No, okay. So, do you remember Frances? The actress who had, what was it she had? Not lobotomy, electroshock therapy?
Who's Frances?
No, we don't know that film.
Oh, no, it wasn't a film. She was a real actress. Some Hollywood
You're
woman
not
from the
having
40s. You're not having that. Just it might feel for a second like right. It's a little bit not
Yeah, it's
terribly
fine.
pleasant. Yeah, it's fine. Poor guy. Okay. You won't feel anything. Don't worry. Okay. How's the nose now?
Yeah, it's improved.
How much is left?
It's more towards the eyes, but this there, and it's starting to clear.
This starts
It's
to.
more like a sort of circle, and it's starting to reduce, but I can feel it.
But the eyes are under the eyes. You feel still congested. Okay. Is that improving it or not? It's okay if it's not.
I can say so.
Okay.
What's that? Liver right?
Inner yin.
Oh, inner yin.
Yeah. No, liver. We just discussed liver 8 here. So, all right. So that did not improve it.
Wouldn't you wait?
We can.
Isn't it just clearing in terms of draining? And this is the last to clear.
It might be, but hold on. But why not push it a little bit along? Okay. How's now?
Sink plunger point.
Yeah, I can almost feel like a movement happening.
Large intestine.
Okay. Hold on. Without.
Nothing about
Hmm?
No, it's
This did.
we hold
Okay.
it.
How about if I just do this one? Just want to see if I had to do 1 and 2 or just 2.
I can almost feel downward movement. Yeah.
Okay, so just 2 is good enough. Okay.
large intestine.
What's the
Large intestine. Okay. Well, large intestine channel goes to the nose, right? So I'm trying metal water, but also large intestine 2 is we use a lot for eyes, red eyes and stuff like that. You know, styes, things of that nature.
Isn't there 2 positions that large intestine?
Yes, there are. So you have one large intestine 2 on the regular location and one on the first joint away from it. Either one can work. This one is Sawada's, so if you're going to do moxa, you would use that. And while we're on the subjects, it's one of the subjects for digestions. Large intestine 1, 2, small intestine 1, 2 are points that I believe have a strong effect on the intestines. And you can also, the reason I use 1 and 2 rather than 2 and 3 in both cases is because 1 and 2 can work. Metal water is fine. 2 and 3 will not. But if you start looking at it comes, okay, so I've started looking at the names of the points, okay? Large intestine 1 is called Shang Chang or Shang, yeah. Anyway, it's a merchant, okay, and you know, it's sort of not totally relevant, but merchant means intestine to some extent because the intestine exchanges things, right? Then large intestine 2 is called Erjian, second space, and large intestine 3 is called Sanjian, third space, okay? So, you know, it's kind of, I mean, so then you look at Andy Ellis and, you know, and he says, oh, well, it's the second point, therefore it's the second space, it's the third person. Then you say, well, oh, the Chinese should just have numbered all the points and they would have saved us a lot of trouble up front. You know, it's like, you know, it clearly isn't the right solution, you know. So if there's a second space and a third space, and the first space is actually kind of missing, but it means, you know, I mean, there's 3 spaces. And we're talking about the large intestine. First space, second space, third space. Right? So I started wondering, are these going to affect the intestines? Then you have here in the small intestine, you have small intestine. I can't. Somebody has the thing with the names. You had it, didn't you?
I don't think I've got that one. Actually.
Oh.
I got bored when I got to that.
You got what?
I got bored when I got to that. Joking.
Well, on the internet one can always find them. You know, small intestine, I can't remember what small intestine 2 is called, but small intestine 3 is called Hu Shi, which is be after, and this one's before.
Q-I-A-N, gu.
Changu. Tiangu. Q-I-A-N.
Q-I, Chiang, gu. Do you have a translation for that? Oh, okay. This is, and what does it say, the translation for small intestine 2?
Front valley.
Front, okay, front valley. And Hu Shi, the next one is past, going past it. The creek, backstream. It's after, you know, going after. So before and after. Okay, so there's something with the intestine where they're dividing it into spaces. There's a before and after, a second and a third. Okay, so the reason I'm interested in that, in these points, besides the regular digestion stuff, is because there's so much talk about the intestinal flora. And, you know, if we eat more fermented foods, it changes the moods, blah, 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 you know, all that kind of stuff. So the microbiome is a big subject in the last few years in medicine. Okay, so I'm looking, is there a way with acupuncture to, you know, it's like, okay, you can do it, you know, they do fecal transplants, for example, you know, and yes, you can eat yogurt and and probiotics and this, that, and the other, and you should have your probiotics, you know, your pre-probiotics, and then you should have your probiotics and blah, 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 blah. But is there a way with acupuncture I can affect it? And that's why I'm experimenting with small intestine 1 and 2 and large intestine 1 and 2. Okay, because if I did the points of the names that have it, meaning 2 and 3, the before and after, second and third space, I'm elementally not doing as good a job. Metal, water can always work together, but water and wood are not good friends. Okay, we don't do two elemental points together on the channel except metal and water. Okay. Now, I could conceivably do, you know, try it and see what happens. So that's what I'm, you know, but right now I know what's safe is metal and water. I know, you know, I can't miss. But if I start doing 2 and 3, water and wood, I might create some complications that I wouldn't want. So it may make my research a little bit less comfortable. You know, so, but, you know, what I need to do is find out each one on its own what it does and what the combination is. So the other thing for digestion, are you comfortable?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay. How's the drainage?
Doing better, thank you,
Yeah? Anything left to drain?
Yeah, maybe a little bit around the eyes. It's definitely changing.
Okay. So since we're with toys anyway, might as well do it all.
Do you ever do large intestine 20?
Not if that's where the problem is. I might do it for shoulder pain.
But you would do bladder too?
I would do bladder. I'm happy to do bladder. I'm very happy to do bladder 2 on him. Wait. Okay. Draining. How is draining now? He likes. Okay. Bladder 2 is not a problem. Large intestine 20 is too...
Sorry, it's always sore when I massage that area.
It's always sore?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Where is it sore? Eyebrows.
Bladder two.
Bladder too, yeah.
Let's talk about your digestion for a second. Just for like by chance. How are your bowels?
At least once a day.
Okay, no constipation, no diarrhea, no problem.
From time to time, we have the odd bit of diarrhea.
Okay. Do you get bloated, gas?
Yeah, depending maybe if it's overly sweet food, for example, I notice afterwards a bit of gas. Yeah.
Okay. Overly sweet, meaning sugar.
Yeah.
But not with carbs, not with bread and pasta or something.
I've reduced my carbs intake because I feel like I sleep better if I don't have particularly carb. If I miss carbs in the evening, I sleep better.
Okay.
Better quality sleep.
Okay. So you said there's a little bit of discomfort here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I press small intestine 3, how is UB2? How's the eye?
fine, yeah.
It's fine, okay. And how's the drainage?
Yeah, it's nesting.
Okay. Small intestine 3 is a good point to resolve UB2. Originally we said this is pituitary because it opens the do, and this is pituitary mu. Okay? So then the reason I started asking about digestion is because I'm thinking, okay, now that after I gave you this whole lecture about small intestine 1 and 2, large intestine 1 and 2, and actually 3 is involved in this ideology. And I'm doing both large intestine 2 and I'm thinking of doing small intestine 3, so I'm thinking maybe he does have, maybe the sinus issues are really food that's not digested well.
There is the image of the lungs being the cooking pot lid, and if there's a problem with the stuff that's being boiled, it sticks to the lid.
Yeah, but that's the lungs. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
I'm thinking this being part of the lungs.
Sinus problems, food not digested well,
Yeah.
so you tested
Okay.
not because of this, but because of...
No, the other way around. He had large intestine 2, and then I went through the lecture of, by the way, because you asked about digestion, of which I'll give you more in a moment. But since he had UB2, and he said, well, I press, like he usually has some weirdness here. One way to resolve UB2 is through small intestine 3. And then I'm going, before I'm about to do small intestine 3, by the way, it seems like, I'm about to use a bunch of things I'm associated with microflora. So do you have any digestive issues? Right. So he had no constipation, no diarrhea, except maybe occasionally, but occasionally he doesn't, it's not fair to. So, but what he did have was, he does have bloating gas with starches, and he sleeps better if he doesn't have carbs in the evening. So he has some sensitivity. Okay, so something here?
Just very slightly, yeah.
Okay. And how's now?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. All right. How's the sinuses now?
It's improving, yeah.
Hmm?
It's lessons around the eyes, I should say.
Okay.
I think it's moving downwards.
Okay. Do you have nails? Can you?
No, I can't get over.
Yeah, it's stuck and it's not so simple. Okay, so now I'm happy to do UB2 because So you have little green horns right in front of you. Because St. Patrick's Day is coming in 6 months, so. Oh, you guys wouldn't do it. In America, it's a big deal. So.
Pretty big deal here.
Yeah, it's getting
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
another excuse to get wasted in
or maybe only in London, I don't think it is. I don't know if it is in London.
It's gaining.
It's because of Guinness, I think, the
Guinness,
sponsorship, and
Guinness.
they give free hats away and all that stuff.
They give free hats away.
You go for a Guinness and have a
So I'm just taping diode rings on his nose. Now, if he had serious sinus infection, what I would do is I would take the clips off do 20 and connect one clip on each side. Now that's really a cruel one, okay? And with a clip, okay, I'm putting diode rings,
Oh, diodes, yeah.
okay, on the sinuses, and he said it was stomach 1 and outward, so I'm putting them there. You can, I will be nice and I won't do it, but just to show them, connect the clips to this. You connect the black clip to the patchy, I'm not doing it, and spark do 23. This is strong. This really opens it up like crazy.
Let's do it.
Ian, I think you've found the cause for your life.
So it's green to red and red to green.
Yeah, better with rings, kind of opposite colors go, but it's not that important.
So what the rings do, and I've got no experience of the rings.
So the rings have diodes on them. They basically, we say they kind of push energy in the area behind them. They're very good for bruises, for bone pain, You can just tape them or you can use them with Apache. It's a whole other field. All these toys, that's why I tend not to like doing toys in classes because, you okay? Because it's like an endless situation of like, and now you have to buy this toy, and now you have to buy this. I mean, it comes to, it's a big expense to work with toys. So if people don't have the resonance for it, it's like they go through a whole class and they go, well, I didn't get anything useful out of it. Okay, so it's really expensive. It's an expensive proposition. But if people want to, at some point, maybe next time, we can do a section on so that people know in advance that this is this is a toy situation, and it's not just that it's toys, but it's expensive. Yeah. And they're prepared for it. But this whole this comes from kawaii. All these toys come from kawaii, and it can be very effective. It's very useful, but it's a little bit. My experience is if people think I'll just get a ring, and I'll play with the rings, but you find that you really do need Apache, and you need a 3 bypass cord, and you need this, and you need this, and you need this, and then I'm going, do I really want to spend that kind of money? So, you just need to it's a decision you have to make. I can't make it for you. So, you good? Yeah.
When you work, if you're going to spark
these, yeah.
Where's the third needle?
There's no need, at that point, okay. Red and green clips go here and you spark the do 20.
But you don't attach you attach the black clip to...
You touch and the black clip is back here, so that's how you make the circle.
Yeah.
Just because it's so strong, I don't want to do it. He doesn't need it, so there's no point in it.
So it's do 23 or do 20 still? You still making a decision?
But do 20, I wouldn't take do 20 here. I would take do 20 here. Yeah. No, because some people literally do think that, and take it here, and it's not that effective. It's a little bit more forward.
So you use it in severe sinus, would you?
Like if they have sinus infections, that's when I do the diode rings with Apache. It really is strong. Does someone have sinus infections? No, okay. Because if I do it, it's not a demo. This is for real.
What would be different about what you just did to?
Right now, I did do 20 and Ren 22 to do 20 or do 23, and that's relatively mild, even though I'm sparking needle to needle, which is normally more strong. If I connect the cords to the two rings, and because of the location, it blasts it open in a way that's really, really unpleasant.
Would it do that for rhinitis? Baking?
Rhinitis is flowing too much.
Right.
No, I would just do Rendu miscommunication. This is really for blockage.
Okay.
So sinus infection or major blockage, then I would do that. But for runny nose, I think it's too much gun power. Is my sense of it.
When you sparked this, you sparked above the needle rather than actually sparking the needle.
Okay. On Nick, I sparked Ren 22.
Oh, you did spark it.
Red and green go up here on the top, and black goes here. You spark the black. The black. Okay, look. Watch carefully. The black goes here. So sorry. And I'm putting the needle so that the spark is going to go through it. That's why this is a modified oven sparker. They cut it off so that you can get the needle through. Okay, you saw he jumped. Okay. Then you take this and you put it back on the needle. And this thing is a fashion statement of ionizing the air. Okay. But Kawaii does it, Kiiko does it, Avi does it. You will do it too. Do I know if it's really helpful or not? I don't know.
Is it important whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise?
In the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere. This way. And if you don't believe me, you go try. I honestly don't know. Because somehow, I'm right-handed or something. This is my direction. Kiiko actually is left-handed. So for all I know, she goes this way. I haven't observed. So anyway, questions? Okay. Next person is at 3 o'clock. Is that true? Or I have the list also actually somewhere. 3 o'clock. Okay. So let's give him 5 more minutes. Turn him over, so we'll be ready for the so we'll be ready for the next person. And then, so in the meantime, let's finish the legs. Okay. So we talked about spleen 9. We talked about spleen 5. Spleen 3 we use for muscle cramps, or sugar consumption issues, or neuropathies. That's our main use for spleen 3. Often we will check spleen 3 against the scalenes. Muscular.
Cramps. Muscle cramps, sugar issues.
Okay, sugar issues and neuropathy. And it's the major point for diabetes. No diabetic should come to your clinic without getting spleen 3.
Sorry, muscle cramps?
Muscle cramps.
Diabetes.
Numbness, and there was one more there.
Scaliness.
The diabetes. Oh, and it releases the scalenes. If you're looking for a reflex for spleen 3, it should be the scalenes. But I'm telling you that there are people whose scalenes do not release with spleen 3. And it doesn't matter if you're going to say, well, but it should be spleen 3.2. Spleen 3.2 and spleen 3 are the same thing. Sometimes, we come up with jokes, or Kiiko would come up with a joke on a point. The idea was to sort of say, it's not exactly on the bone. Take it slightly away from the bone so it's not more comfortable. That's all. So don't get confused by this spleen 3.2. Assume it's spleen 3. It's okay. Yeah?
Could you explain a little bit what a spleen 3 type is? You see that sort of term.
Well, the reason you see the term, okay, there was the old handout that I created was talking about spleen 9 type shows gallbladder 21, an appendix, and possibly L4, L5. Spleen 3 type is for the sugar type. In other words, which points on the spleen channel are you going to use for different types? So spleen 3 is the kind that loves sugar. The type that may show on the scalenes and therefore may have upper, neck or shoulder problems, but not GB21. Okay, because the scalenes, the brachioradial plexus controls the whole arm and shoulder. Okay, so spleen 3 is, often for people with arm problems. Okay, so that's what was meant by, is it, spleen 3 type versus spleen 9 type. Okay?
Big is your area of the point?
Sorry?
The area of the point you look for, how big is it?
On spleen 3? Fairly small. You don't have a lot of place to go. You can't go up because then you're in a bone. If you go too far forward, you're on spleen 4 already. Okay. If you go down, you're not on the spleen channel. You're unfortunately very limited with spleen 3. The point was if you go with spleen 3.2 is if you go very close to the bone, it's very uncomfortable. But if you take it slightly down, so 3.2, then it's a little bit more comfortable. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, and the direction is towards spleen 4, as much as you can. We talked about liver 5 being anti-inflammatory and for endometriosis. Liver 8 for cysts. Kidney 7 for anything ovary. Okay, kidney 7 and ovaries are good friends. Okay. Kidney 9 tends to be a better kidney point if there are neck issues or pelvic shift issues. And also TMJ is adrenal treatment plus Sanjiao 8. Okay.
Can you just say that again, please?
TMJ part. For TMJ, we use adrenal plus Sanjiao 8. So, but my belief is that generally kidney 9 is the better point for TMJ, mostly. Over, say, kidney 7 or definitely over kidney 6. Doesn't mean that you won't find someone for whom kidney 6 or 7 will do a better job. But kidney 9, and when people have like emotional problems or autonomic nervous system problems, I have a tendency to choose kidney 9 over other kidney points.
For autonomic nervous system, you say?
Yeah, yeah. Which was why I was looking for kidney 9 on him, because he has heart issues, or etc. I think that's gallbladder 39 is a point that I use lots and lots and lots. Okay, I use it for scoliosis. I use it for neck pain. I use it often in ihikon, if I'm doing basilar artery. We talked yesterday about basilar artery. Sanjiao 8, liver 8, kidney 10. And on the back it's ihikon, UB60, 58, 40. Instead of using UB60, I often use GB39. I use GB39 for any marrow sort of issues. Okay, so what is marrow issues? Well, hard to know, but could be bone pain, could be growth issues. People sometimes have bones that are misaligned because they've grown at different rates, things like that. And brain issues, gallbladder 39, spleen 9 combination is Nagano's combination for Parkinson's, and any other kind of brain issue where the pulse, and be careful here, where the pulse is wiry. What does wiry mean? It's an excess pulse, okay, versus tight, which is a deficient pulse. Wiry, okay, we defined wiry as thin, wiry, disappears or changes quality on pressure. That's tight. In other words, it's deficient. The word wiry should not be part of the description of tight. The moment you say wiry, it means an excess pulse. Wiry is an excess pulse. In the West, we've turned the word wiry to a quality of g without any reference to the strength of the pulse. That's not correct. Okay? So often you've been in clinic and clinicians said, oh, wiry, but the pulse was weak. They were wrong. Okay. I mean, they're right in the sense that the quality is there, but that is not classically what a wiry pulse is. Classically, a wiry pulse is an excess pulse. You cannot have a wiry pulse that's weak. It's a contradiction in terms. So that wiry is pounding. Okay. So the Parkinson's pulse or the brain damage pulse, which is spleen 9, gallbladder 39. That pulse is strong and it's wiry. Okay.
Location?
Could you locate 39? Yeah.
When we turn him over, if that's okay, because it's much easier. It's plus he's rolling his legs out, so it's definitely not convenient. We talked about Fukaya gallbladder 31 to release the piriformis. I use that a fair amount. Also for fertility, you're going to use that a fair amount. You have a number of points that that release back pain that have to do with releasing the hamstrings, and I'll show you that when I turn him over, which we will do now. And
could you say that bit about gallbladder fertility and
releasing the piriformis is important for fertility, because if the piriformis or the sacroiliac ligaments are tight, there's not going to be good blood flow into the abdomen.
And the point?
And the point to release the piriformis was gallbladder 30, Wakaya's gallbladder 31, which is gallbladder 31, 2 fingers behind towards the bladder channel, 2 fingers above towards the buttocks. And it's the same point that we use for sciatica to release the piriformis.
So you use both of those, 2 fingers behind and above?
No. Hold on. Let me show you when I have a chance. When he's turned over, he'll be a very good model.
Use bladder 39 in place of what for the EHECOM?
Instead of UB60 sometimes.
Is that specifically for the basilar?
Basilar, that's one. Head injuries and things that started with fever. Things that started with fever, I'm not going to substitute UB60 for 59.
But head injuries, even if it's on the bladder channel, you go for
Especially if it's on the bladder channel, I use EHECON.
Yeah, but
I still use Sanjiao. Listen, they say I fail here. How do you know that the brain didn't do weird things to the side on the Shaoyang? Right. This distinction, with basilar artery or head injury, this distinction of was it on the which channel it was is very, you might as well do both. I mean, yes, originally there was this idea that the Sanjiao 8 is for Shaoyang, like you had head injury here. And if it's on the bladder channel, then you do the Ihikon. But we do both, regardless. So let me take these away from you. Okay. Let's have you sit up and see how your nose feels, because the sweating we can't tell, right?
Oh, it's Mushu.
Hmm? He has what?
You've got Mushu in this.
Mushu. Mushu. Sorry. Okay. How's your nose feeling?
Yeah, it's much improved.
Yeah? All right. Let's turn over. So we want to check the kidneys, we want to check the cardiac and the autonomic nervous system. Okay. So the cardiac, how's one just in 11 now?
That's fine.
It's fine? Okay. How about here? 1, 2, 3. Anything?
3's a bit, yeah, maybe
3's a bit. Okay. And maybe 1 also?
1's okay actually, it's just...
Okay, so 3. Okay. How about...
Yes.
Yeah, okay. He also has like a little sebaceous cyst here under the skin. He has, a T5 I'm checking. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything?
5.
5. So, okay, so 5 and this here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And anything in the kidney area? No.
Generally not.
Okay. He does have, see, like pimples, and that says, that's an indication for sacroiliac treatment. It means he has a pelvic shift, that there's something in the pelvis is not 100%, good. All right, so.
Pimples up here as well, maybe that's in the left one.
Yes. Okay, hold on. Yeah. They're actually more pronounced here. Now, if they were bigger, like I would consider UB 63. UB 63 we use for boils. Okay, so you have.
And that could be for the face as well.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know UB27 should do it because it's cardiac. So how's now?
I can't feel it compared to the other appointments.
Oh, this is so strong? Okay, so a little less. Okay. How's now?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, and how's this one?
Maybe there's a tiny bit, but it's much improved.
Okay, and how about here? How's this?
That's good.
Okay, and how's this?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay, and this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do 2 and UB27 or sacroiliac for cardiac.
Do 2 and bladder 27?
Yeah. Bladder 27 is basically the cardiac treatment for slow pulse, as opposed to REN 4, which would have been on the front. And do 2 is for autonomic nervous system. We're doing okay? Mm-hmm. And okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Is your nose okay in this position?
Yes, it's fine. Excellent.
Yeah? Okay. So, do you see how there's a congestion here? Okay, because he's an immune type, so that's continuation of immune. Let's try and open it up. Yeah.
Does that also show you blood pressure?
No, the blood pressure bump is here.
It's higher. Okay.
Is the occipital one?
Okay.
Is the blood pressure one?
Is that C7?
That is around yeah. He's holding his shoulders like this, so it's hard. It's hard for you to tell in the video. Sorry?
Is that the Do14 on the Watto?
That's the Wattos of the Do14. Look, okay, let me show you something. If it was going to be on the Do, the needle will look like Do2 needle. Okay? If I'm doing a Do, let's take, remember he said he had starchy issues. Oh, okay. Okay, so you have something here and something here a little bit, right? Okay, let me see if I can find on the vertebrae. I think maybe here? No?
No. Yeah, they're around there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if I do a do, it will always be pointing that way. Okay, if I do a Watto, so I'll do Watto's right next to it because I actually found just below. Here, right? Okay. So this is the Watto. Okay, it's moving up somewhat, but it's also 45 degrees in. Okay, so the Watto is, I understand that you can't tell where the center of the spine is on the camera, but you can tell from the needle direction that. Yeah?
So what points, what level?
T11, T12. Remember, he said, I don't eat carbs at night, so I can sleep better. Right? So. All right, so gallbladder 31. Regular gallbladder 31 is, ooh, you're tight here.
You get some regular IT band work as well as the acupuncture.
I would, okay. So gallbladder 31 is here. You take 2 fingers behind and 2 fingers above. Okay, do you have anything here? No, he's got, yeah, here? Oh, it's fine? Here, this one. Okay. So, okay, wait. More here? Tell me exactly when.
No. Yeah, around there.
This one. Okay. So remember what this feels like. I take gallbladder 31, move 2 fingers behind, move 2 fingers above, and press. How is now the buttocks?
That's good.
Okay. So you needle this one.
So gallbladder 31 doesn't release
Not gallbladder 31. Hukaya's gallbladder 31, which is 2 fingers behind, 2 fingers above. Okay? Now, other things that release the back in general, that you have 3 situations that release the back because they release the hamstring. One is you take 36, UB36, and go about 2 fingers below and look. It may be a little more medial, a little bit more lateral. Usually medial is more likely. That can be very good for back pain because it realigns the hamstring. Okay.
So bladder 36.
Bladder 36, 2 fingers below.
2 fingers below.
And maybe slightly medial. You'll find. Come over here and feel this. Look, this is bladder 36. Yep. I went down. And now when I moved slightly, feel what happens here.
Oh, you've always had very tight hamstrings.
Oh,
yeah.
It's really quite tight in there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
How did you go straight to GB31?
Sorry?
How did you go straight to GB31? Just you did
midway of the
you just did
thigh.
midway.
No, I mean, who the hell? What about if you have very long arms?
Yeah, that's right.
Your gallbladder 31 is on your knee.
It's midway of the thigh. So you're doing
36.
36, go down 2, and go maybe slightly medial, and look for some feel this. There's a rope there. When you needle into this, this releases the hamstring, therefore releases the back. Okay? You may.
Excuse me, thank you.
So would that be if the hamstring's
Yeah,
really tight?
and that sends a message to the back because of the hamstring. Okay. The other one that I use lots for back pain is I use it from this side. Okay. You can say that it's gallbladder 33, but it really isn't. So it's like, I think the reason it works is because it's the tendon of the hamstring. I'm getting into the tendon of the hamstring just above the knee on the lateral side. Kiiko seems to has a point that she calls gallbladder 33, which is above the knee. I'm coming here. I'm doing this. She does this. So we're kind of at the same place, except on the skin we're in a different place. And she says gallbladder 33 is knee gate of yang, knee gate of yang, and do whatever it is, do 3 is gate of, lumbar gate of yang. Okay, so therefore they have a connection. I'm looking at it more from the hamstring perspective, and that this is one more way to release the hamstring, therefore release the back.
And you would needle this point as opposed
I needle
to
this one.
Okay.
She would do this one.
Angle?
This one straight in, this one straight in. So you
By
kind of,
release, you mean if it's over tight, or do you mean it's not
it's
activated?
realigning it. I don't know. Yeah. Well, both can be. And the last one is I go below the knee, and this is, it's almost like the gastrocnemius, but I believe that the hamstring's still attaching here, below the knee. If you feel here, there's something here. And that's another one. It's below UB40 and it's more lateral. And you can conceivably, this point I can extend it all the way down to here. This whole line here is very good for back.
So you find
as a
the
supporting
most
point.
again.
Or not gummy, but the ropiest
And
in
what's
this
this one
case.
called, did you say, the upper one?
This one, if you take it from the side, you can call it gallbladder 33, sort of. It's really above. Because by name, she's associating the names. Okay?
And this one down here?
This one doesn't have a name.
And it's where?
It's
Below bladder 40.
below bladder 39, really. It's lateral to bladder 40, but it's below the knee in the gastrocnemius, ideally also in or slightly up. Ideally, it will be closer to the knee because you're trying to get the insertion of the hamstring. It's all about releasing the hamstring.
About there. So anyone with tight hamstrings, you
On
do
him, I
this
would
on
probably
both.
take this. Anyone with tight hamstrings, you could do that, and plus do UB20. Tight hamstrings relate to UB20.
It is very tight.
Yeah, well, yeah, well,
You can
look at
see,
this.
can't you?
I mean, with all due respect to bicycling, this is more than what you want.
Yeah.
And you said these pimples related to pelvic shift?
Yeah, structural shift.
How does that manifest itself from a structural to deliver pimples on the
I
back?
guess the blood supply is not very good,
Okay.
so there's no carrying off toxins. So they have to go somewhere.
Touching my toes without bending my legs is nigh impossible.
Touching your nose without bending your knees?
Toes.
Your toes?
Touching his nose without bending his knee. It's near on impossible.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, touching my...
Okay, so hold on. Okay, so remember I talked about the knee and UB20. Okay, relax, relax. Yeah, you can't let go here. It's hard for you. Okay, this is too weird for you, right? It's straining. It strains you a little bit. Okay, fine. So remember. No. Okay, so it's straining. So now if I do UB20, is that easier?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're releasing the quadricep.
Yeah. The quads and the hamstrings are kind of come together. And I'm testing it through the quads. Relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Relax here. This one's a little easier, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is that straining it a little bit already?
Yeah, not as bad as the right.
Okay. How's now? No, I don't think that did it. Now? No, I think this one does a better job, right? Okay. Sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you just took a deep breath, so I thought the needle was hurting you. Okay, it's okay, you're allowed. All right, you're the next person, is that correct? All right.